So what's up everyone? Welcome back to another Appletree Tech Talk video. And today we've got kind of a special one. We're getting so many questions from you guys asking about Appletree surfboards in combination with foil drive. So today we gathered a complete crew of guys and girls to go and test different shapes with the foil drive setup. So we've got a whole bunch of boards ranging from really big downwind board to super small boards. And then we've got a range of riders. And we're just going to put them all on the different boards with exactly the same setup to see how they go. So super beginner rider who can foil but not foil drive, a really good foiler who can foil but has never foil drive before, and then Dominic's here as well, who's the pro in foil driving because he's the European rep for foil drive. So without further ado, I'll introduce you to the riders and then we're gonna get going.
Hi guys, this is Dominic from Foil Drive Europe. I'm stoked to be here today helping Viga from Appletree Surfboards. We're going to test a big range of his boards with foil drive and different size foils just to show you how easy it is to get up on foil, which boards are right for you at what skill level.
Sick, and what foil will you be riding?
Initially the Spitfire 1180 from Axis, but I intend to go down and see how small a foil I can use on flat water with some of the new boards.
Hi, I'm Freddie. This is going to be my first time on the foil drive and I'll be using a Axis Spitfire 1180 today.
And you can foil, right?
I can foil.
You can wing, you can prone foil a little bit.
Yeah, and kite foiling, that's how I started. So really curious how it's going to be today.
Nice, we'll be looking out. We're probably gonna get you going on a big downwind board first,
yes,
just
please.
to get a little bit of a feel.
Yes, please.
And then moving down the range, and we'll see how small you can go all the way up to this super tiny board that we've got here. Let's see who can make it to that one.
Hey guys, I'm Jon Mann. You guys might know me mainly from my downwind content, but stoked to be trying out the different boards with the foil drive. Stoked to try the foil drive for the first time. I'll be riding the Code 980S medium fuse 150 AR stab. Nice light wind downwind setup for me, but stoked to see how it goes with the flat water pumping and with the foil drive as well.
Yeah, cool. It's kind of a small foil for you. Do you have any foil driving experience?
No, never used the foil drive.
Okay, so Freddie's accelerating smoothly, which is nice. And as she accelerates, she's countering the lift by putting more pressure on her front foot. So that's a really nice smooth takeoff.
Oh, see, yeah.
So how was that for a first go?
Oh, it was fun. It's difficult, but the board is really stable, so that's good. So at least
Yeah.
nothing to worry about.
So we're on the really long and narrow board now. I think we're going to put you on like a shorter, wider board, the Slice V3 80 liters that Jon was riding before, and I think you should get more stability from that one. So yeah, let's just give that one a try. But you already got it like quite well.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be quite a bit easier. So I'm keen to see how that will go.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Cool.
Yeah, it went all right to go e-foiling. It's just the transition's a bit trickier than I thought it was going to be, but I think I just have my weight too much forward, so I'll work on shifting it back and hopefully get it soon.
But that board was already big enough for you to basically
super stable.
Start on your knees already.
Super easy.
Enough power.
Almost low speed. Like I think I had it like 20%, 30%, and I was already standing up. So
super stable base.
Nice platform to start on.
Yeah, I think so too. Like the wider platform and especially the flat bottom will go onto plane so much easier and make it super stable.
Yeah.
So that's a really good one. Freddie's on the 80-liter Slice V3.
which is shorter and wider than the skipper downwind she's been on.
And a lot flatter.
Yeah. And she's looking a lot more stable. That extra width really helps. Yeah, that was looking really good. So Freddie's just been on the Slice 3, which is shorter and wider than the skipper downwind board she was on to begin with. A shorter, wider board makes it laterally more stable. So beginners especially will find that a lot easier to use than a really long, very narrow board. But if you go too short, then it makes it quite unstable in terms of pitch, and again it makes it harder. So a board around about 5'5" to 6'5" by around about 22, 24 inches wide, those are probably the easiest sizes to learn to foil drive with.
Alright, 60 litre Apple Slice V3. Definitely much more stable platform. Starting to get the hang of the transitions. But yeah, the V3 60 litre definitely, so far for me, much easier than the mid-length.
Yeah, and also the 80 litre that you have tried, what's the difference for you?
A little bit wobblier. The 80 is definitely a much more stable platform, but I think the 60 is pretty good. I'd be happy to start on the 60 for.
You'll probably have more fun in the end on the 60 because
yeah.
the 80 will be a bit big for wave riding and stuff.
Yeah.
You think you could do like wave riding and stuff on the 60 or even downwinding?
Yeah.
You want to go
for
smaller?
Sure. No, I wouldn't go smaller actually, because you want to be able to not use your battery up too much. And with me, my trigger skills aren't so good, and I was sinking the 50 a lot because I wasn't giving enough gas, and that would probably burn the battery. And when you're downwinding, you want to always have that reserve. Yeah.
Cool.
So far, 60 is my favorite.
On to the next one.
Okay, so this is my first try on the skipper downwind prone. 5'5", 18.5 by 50 litres. And the first thing that I noticed was just how quickly it can pick up board speed. The glide on this board is insane. I know it's going to make life super easy to get up on foil with tiny little foils. Downwinding, this is going to be an absolute blast. So Jon's pulling himself forwards onto the nose of the board as he accelerates to keep the nose down. He needs a bit more speed now, he needs a lot more speed.
Why is that?
He's
on a smaller, narrower board.
Yeah, because if you're not going fast enough, when you kneel or stand up, you're going to sink the tail of the board, which just causes too much drag. Now the thrust from the Gen 2 and the 50 litres of volume there was enough to get him out of trouble, but for a heavyweight person on a small board or foil, you really need to build up more speed before kneeling or standing up. That's much better. Okay, so he's beginning to get the ollie up, but what he didn't do there was keep his weight further back or move his weight further back once he took his finger off the trigger. So the transition from motor to non-motor, you've got to shift your weight back and keep it back.
But the resistance of this board board is solo. It's so fast through the water. Just if you hit the accelerator, you have this instant speed, and I was not expecting this to be that easy. It's narrow, so it's a little bit twitchy. You can see that I'm falling now and then just because I have to get used to big foil on a super narrow board, so it's hard to sort of put it over foil, like leverage is hard. But once you're up, it is amazing. Zero reception problems. This goes. Let's get to the ocean. It's that flat today, so that's a bit shit, but man, this is so good. Stoked. You. So Dom, you're now on the Profoil V, and that's a 37 liter. It's basically our standard surf foil board. How did it go for you, especially compared to the Skipper Downwind Pro?
Okay, so it was pretty easy to get up on foil. I am using a big foil, the 1180, but I could really notice the difference between the Skipper Prone Downwind board, that it had more stability when I'm building up speed, and it just made everything a little bit easier to get up on foil. This board feels a little bit more loose, so because it's a surfboard, that's a good thing. I would say getting up on foil with smaller foils would be quite challenging on this board. I think the Skipper Prone Downwind is going to excel with smaller and smaller foils. This board is super good for big foils, but I think it's going to just be a little bit harder than the Skipper Prone Downwind.
Yeah, and compared to like a flatter bottom board with a bit more plane, do you really feel that this has got a big V bottom? So
yeah, I can really feel the difference between the Slice 3 and this Pro V. The Slice 3, the hull is just ideal for foil drive, whether it's flat water or any discipline, to be honest. The V of this Pro V, it just wants to push through the water rather than planing on top, which, while you've got a reasonably big board like this one, or a big foil, no problem at all. But as soon as you go down in size, either a smaller version of the Pro V or a small foil, that's when the hull shape of this board is going to hold you back, whereas the flat hull of the Slice 3 and just the overall design of the Prone Downwind Skipper are going to really help you out.
yeah, but as you can see, definitely not impossible. Definitely doable. If you have one of these boards, don't worry about getting a new one. But
Absolutely,
if you're still
yeah.
looking, there might be slightly better
This
options.
is super easy to get up on a foil, 37 litres, the Spitfire 1180, no problems at all.
Thanks.
At 3.4, it really is so short that I can't keep the nose down. It's either propelling me straight out the water or I'm just creating too much drag. If I moved the mast right to the back of the tracks, I would then be in danger of the props being behind the board, which then becomes quite dangerous because it could be, if I fall off the back of the board, I don't want to get caught in the props. I think a lighter person, I'm 80 kilos, somebody under 70 certainly would have a much better chance of getting on foil and I think would be successful. If this board was 4 foot, I'm confident that I could get on foil, but me at 80 kilos, 3'4" is just a little bit too much of a challenge.
We've defeated Dominic, yay! Dominic's buying coffee.
My favourite setup of the day was the prone downwind skipper, just by a million miles. It's so fast, the board speed and the glide is just out of this world. It's an advanced board for sure, but once you've got the technique and the skill to ride it, it's just gonna help you get up on foil with such small foils, whether you're downwinding or riding just very low fat swell. It's going to make it super easy to catch, well, to get on foil and ride anything.
Yeah, it was fun. It was nice. It was a bit tricky at the start, especially getting used to the trigger and not going from 0 to 100. But it was fun. It was nice.
And the boards?
Really nice. Yeah. So at first I started with the big downwind board, which I think was nice to get into it a bit. But once you get the hang of it, I really like the slice. The 60 liters was really good for me. So yeah, I really liked it.
And in the end, you almost got it on the skipper downwind
Almost.
prone, the really narrow one.
Almost. I think it will be nice. It felt like it's a bit more sensitive to speed change, and because my control was not that good, I think it was a bit more difficult. But I can imagine it being a nice board if you get into it a bit.
Yeah, so the transition was way harder than I thought it would be. Well, not harder, it just a little bit of an adjustment. So eventually I got it, used Dom's bigger foil just to get the hang of that timing, and then switched back to my own, and it was good. The 80 was nice to start on, though I think I could have started fine on the 60 liter Slice V3, just super stable board, planes well, gets going well. And then went down onto the Skipper Downwind Pro and on the Pro Foil 37 liters. Favorite setup of the day, definitely the Skipper Downwind Prone board. That board just has so much glide, you can get going so easy, and yeah, I think I want one now.
Cool, thanks. So guys, there you have it. Everyone's been in the water, everyone's tried. I put my wetsuit on, I gave it a couple of goes. It seems to be that the Skipper Downwind Prone is the firm favorite from this test, but the wider board, so the Slice V3, is a super nice alternative. It's much more stable. It is just not as fast. The narrow board, the sleek outline will just get you up to speed super quickly, but the flatter surface is an easier starting point. It was very interesting to see how Freddie did on the 50 liter, because as a complete novice foil driver, it's interesting to see if that board is something that we could recommend to like beginner foil drivers, and I think we can. I mean, she didn't get it, but she only tried for like a couple of runs, and then I think if you're gonna buy such a board and you really want to get into foil driving, it will probably take you a day or two to get it going. But you know, how much fun is something if you can do it straight away? It is actually more fun if it's a bit of a struggle, because if you then get it, the reward is just bigger. So yeah, I think still firm favorite. The Prone board also worked really well, so if you already have one of those, don't worry, just go on that one. And then if you want to do more combined stuff, I think probably the Slice V3 is your go-to. Dominic also tried on the tiny board. So Dominic also tried on this tiny board. He was defeated in the end. It is too small. It just goes to show that you do need a bit of length or a bit of surface to actually get going. Because yeah, you just have to overcome that initial resistance of the water. Maybe if he tries a bit more, he'll get it. Next time we'll give him a slightly bigger one. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Thanks so much to Foil Drive for borrowing us all these setups. Thanks for Dominic, Freddie and Jon for testing, and hope to see you guys next time. Cheers.